Welcome to Just the Tip America with your host, Dr. Bill. We invite you to join an open discussion about what just the tip really means. There is so much going on in today's world. It is simply overwhelming. We provide a sanctuary to take a breath, catch up, and clear your mind.
All right, guys, we are back for another episode of Just the Tip America. I'm Dr. Bill with some good friends tonight. I've got Jose and my production team with Shelby and Cody, who runs our security team here in our studio. We have a very special guest, someone that I have known since 1998. I guess I was about, 5 or 6 years old at the time. As you know, I am a practicing urologist, a poorly practicing martial artist, and a once-in-a-lifetime comedian and a host to Just the Tip. When I was in the beginning, probably 10 years into my urology practice, specializing in sexual dysfunction, I met a guy named Jamie Reidy. Jamie Reidy turned out to be a very, very cool character with a background in military, interestingly enough, becoming a pharmaceutical rep and ultimately becoming a author and someone who's been involved in several books over the years. We have known each other 4 years, and I remember about 15 years ago talking to Jamie about having him help me write a book. And he said, okay, cool, we can look at that. What do you want to write about? And we met for coffee. He was in Southern California at the time. He drove up and we sat down, and across the table at a Denny's at 2 o'clock in the morning, we're talking about my life as a physician. And at that time, I had been involved, luckily involved with some very lucrative businesses that jumped into, or was a takeoff of my interest in criminal justice and security and personal protection. And he looked at me dumbfounded, like we had been drinking all night. Says, "Wait, you want to write about a book about your life with the successes that you have had, lucky or not, they've been successes, and you want to bitch and complain about your fucking life?" He says, "You're nuts. No one's going to buy it." And so at that time, it was Denny's, it was the bar crowd was coming in. We ordered breakfast, and I haven't seen him in about, the last time I saw him was about 10 years later. So Jamie, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit of your background. Tell us what brought you from military guy to drug rep to a very popular author.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be here. It's great to see your face and hear your voice. Dr. Charming, as you're known in my first book. When I was in the Army, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got out of the Army, other than I wanted to get out of the Army. Really did not enjoy my time in the service. Great people, but the whole structure didn't work well. And I sent my resume to a headhunter who turned me on to a company called Pfizer. And I remember being on the phone with the headhunter and writing down Pfizer as F-Y-Z-E-R. I didn't even know how to spell the company. I called my dad. I was the oldest child. It really upset my dad that I got out of the Army. You only have 17 years left till a pension. Like, 17 years? I don't want to do 17 more days. Anyway, my dad was an investment guy and told me I had to take the Pfizer job. So I did. I did what my daddy told me, and I took a job at Pfizer, not knowing anything about chemistry or, chemistry in high school. We all thought I was going to be a doctor until I took chemistry in high school, and then everyone realized I would not be pursuing a medical career. So as a pharmaceutical rep, I just kind of stumbled around, didn't work very hard, figured out that no one ever knew where I was during the day, and how to kind of make it look like I was working when I wasn't working. And then Pfizer in the spring of 1998 launched the world's most talked about drug, Viagra, and I got promoted into the Fresno territory. And Fresno was the last territory filled, and that didn't seem strange to me that I was the leading candidate. And because I grew up outside the New York City area, I thought I knew everything, and I didn't, check an atlas or anything. I just said, "Oh, Fresno, what's that like? 20 minutes from the beach?" And then I took that job, and I arrived at the Central Valley. The valley. Food grows where water flows. And I thought, this isn't 20 minutes from the beach. Where the hell am I? And one of the bright sides was stumbling into a 3-man urology practice started by a guy named Jack Schiff, who made the mistake of hiring his son, Bill. And on my first day calling on you guys, I'm not sure if you remember this, Bill. Your dad came out and checked out my shoes and noticed that they were shined, and then immediately decided that I was a good person and he should take some time to talk to me as a sales rep because I shined my own shoes. And then you came out and checked out my suit. And before I got out of the Army, I was stationed in Japan. I had gone to Thailand for a week, and I had 2 suits made, handmade. And you came up and said, "What the fuck is this? That's hand stitching. Whoa, look at this, Gail." And you called your other partner over.
Oh my
and I was like, this really weird, everybody's checking me out head to toe. And boom, we became good friends. You have a little bit of a wise ass streak. I do as well. And we hit it off.